All right, there we go. Okay, so welcome everybody to Office Hours. Today is October 14th. And today, since it's fall and I put my pumpkins out, I haven't put my skeleton out. Actually, I have a skeleton mummy kind of thing that my husband hates, but I love, and it's life size. I love that thing. I love Halloween. So I thought we would talk about what scares you most about consulting. So I want you to think about that. And as you think about what scares you most, I want you to kind of fill in the blank and answer this question. Take a few notes. We're going to talk about it when I'm not recording anymore, so you can have your privacy, because we always say this is office hours. We're Las Vegas. What is said here stays here. So when I think about my business, the thing that scares me the most is. So just take a few seconds. Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it. Just what bubbles up for you when you answer that question. When I think about my business, the thing that scares me the most is. And I just got a couple of things that were kind of rambling around in my brain as I was preparing for our talk today. So maybe it's crap. I don't know what to do. I got my eggs, I got my flour, I got the butter, I got all the things, but I really have no idea how to put this darn cake together. Those of you who know me really well know I love to bake and cook and all the things. But there's a certain order. You got to like do the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together before you incorporate them. You've got to have your eggs and your butter and your milk usually at room temperature, right? So maybe the thing that scares you is I don't know what to do. I don't know how to write a contract, get my first client, keep my client, do that quantitative analysis. That might be the thing that's holding you back. Or it could be actually achieving our wildest dreams. Sometimes it's the thing that we most desire that scares us the most. If you think about, if you have a dream on, I don't know, working with that amazing foundation that's doing community change level work, that would definitely be my dream. Or doing a keynote speech, whatever really makes you nauseous. Sometimes that kind of gets us, not gets us, has us stuck, really. Maybe you're a little bit like me, and the thing that sometimes trips you up, that scares you the most, is making the mistake. I can't tell you how many times I did it just the other day. Submit a proposal and then bring up the proposal and go, crap, there's typos in this damn thing, right? Or I've got a number wrong, or whatever it is. It's that small, silly mistake. Maybe you send a draft instead of the final product, whatever it is. It's those little things that can just send you over the edge. Maybe your fear is it's all going to end. It's all going to blow up in my face. I'm never going to have any more business. Maybe I had some success and now I don't know what happened, but it's all going to end. Or maybe, and this is the thing that keeps me up at night sometimes, is the fear of really not making a difference, that I'm perpetuating the status quo, that I'm just, writing some report that nobody is ever going to read, or they're just checking off a box. So let's kind of reality check some of these fears, shall we? So Maria Forleo has this saying, everything is figure outable. She actually has a book by that name. So going back to that idea that I just don't know how to fill in the blank, there's always going to be things that you don't know how to do. Here's the great news. There's YouTube. There's Google. There's the Independent Consulting Topical Interest Group, and more of your friends. Maybe you're in a mastermind group. There's somebody in your network, or that could be in your network, that can help you figure it out. You're smart and you can figure it out. And if you can't, somebody can help you with it. And maybe that that big dream that you have, that thing that's tripping you up. I'll tell you from my experience, it's really our own stuff, our own limiting beliefs that hold us back. And as I was thinking about this earlier, I was remembering back in the day when I used to be a therapist. Yes, I actually did that. And we were going through this experiential ropes training. I don't know if any of you have ever done that. And fun fact, I'm terrified of heights. So the best I could do sometimes was like climb up to like the apparatus and then belay down, because there was no way on God's green earth that I was going to jump off what they called the pamper pole. They really called it that. It was like, I don't know, it felt like 1,000,000 feet up. It was probably 40 feet up, where you jumped off the pole onto this, grabbed this trapeze, and then you belayed down way, 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 way beyond what I thought was my ability, right? So sometimes it's our own limiting beliefs that keeps us from really achieving. My fear of making mistakes, I have it. Maybe you can relate to that. That where does that idea that we have to be perfect come from, right? It probably comes from our childhood some way. Maybe we were wounded in some way, but it really comes from our own neuroses, right? So one of the things that I did when I started my business was give myself permission to make mistakes. It's just going to happen, and nobody beats themselves up more than I do. I bet you can relate to that. Now, the idea that it's all going to end one day. Well, one of the things that I told myself when I was starting my business was, what is the worst thing that's going to happen if my consulting business flops? Well, the worst thing that's going to happen is I can go out and get a real job if I want to. But here's the deal. Everything changes. You're going to have periods of time when you're tooling along and feel super successful, and you're going to have time where it's a struggle. And if you're making shifts in your business, which you will need to do, that you will have times of struggle. So the more you can kind of go with the flow and ease in and out of the seasons and the changes of your business, the more happier and at peace you will be. And lastly, the idea that, oh my gosh, am I really doing anything that's helpful? So my mantra is, God is God and I am not. So all we can really do is make that contribution, our small light, if you will, that we offer the world. I want to make big changes. I also want to put that Band-Aid on that person that's hurting. And I think both of those things can exist, but as long as we're making a contribution and it comes from a place of love and care, I think that's the most important thing that we need to hold on to. So depending on where you are, you're in your business, you're going to have different fears. Some of you all are just getting started. Some of you are restarting. Some of you are like me and you've been doing it a while. We are all going to have different fears, but you are going to experience fear if you're an independent consultant. But I would make the argument that you're going to have fear and struggle even if you had a real full-time job. So as the wise Maya Angelou said, hope and fear cannot occupy the same space. So let's try to lean into a little more in the hope department. So 5.5 tips. Fear is natural. Everything is figure outable. Make self-reflective practice a habit so that when you do make those mistakes or make maybe choices that you're not super happy with, that you understand that it's all about growth. You want to find friends who can help you figure things out, can be that shoulder that you need to cry on, and definitely give yourself grace and space, and then rinse and repeat. So we're going to do a quick check-in with your goals. And I want to hear about an accomplishment you're proud of and a place that you are stuck. And as always, here are all of the ways that you can connect with me. Okay, so I am going to stop the recording and we are going to talk about your fears.